What the Yo!
Dude! Where's the center?
Oh, bro, it's moving. It's moving. What the is that? Oh, dude.
Ashley and his brother Lewis usually go out exploring the outdoors together, but this time, Ashley decided to go solo for the first time. He picked a quiet forest in the UK to camp out for the night. The trees weren't what had him on edge, though. It was the storm rolling in that had him worried.
So guys, welcome back to another episode of Brothers Wild. Going solo today.
As he hiked further into the woods, the ground got soggier, puddles started popping up, and a nearby stream was slowly rising.
Crazy. Oh, I went over a little bridge here, but I don't trust it.
Eventually, Ashley found the perfect spot. He set up camp, gathered some firewood, and settled in by the fire with a whiskey in hand. He cooked up a warm meal, but just as he started eating, something weird happened.
Thousands of pounds to do this. That was weird.
Suddenly, there was a loud noise right next to him. He tried to shake it off and went back to his meal, but then another sound, clear, loud, and way too close.
I heard someone saying something right next to me. I hope it caught. I don't know. Anyway, it's starting to rain now as well. Anyway, so I'm gonna eat this quick. In a nutshell, get out. Enjoy yourself.
Eventually, he retreated into his tent, grabbed some snacks, and settled in for the night. But his quiet time was about to be cut short.
I just heard like a loud bang. It's either an explosion or it sounded like it was really, really loud. Wow.
Then something heavy pressed against his tent, and it was breathing. Ashley froze in place, then let out a scream, pure fear taking over.
What? Go away!
Echo, obviously, so it would have been nice.
He didn't stick around to find out what it was. Grabbing whatever he could, Ashley bolted into the dark, muddy woods, totally disoriented. After what felt like forever, he finally stumbled his way out, but that fear stayed with him.
Oh no. The river's flooded. I don't know how I'm gonna get out. How deep is it? I finally managed to get out. Right. I seen and heard something in that tent. That was the scariest thing, and then I was trying to get out, go down the forest, and I heard something say something again, clear as day, and I got stuck in all the mud. That's so scared.
To this day, Ashley still has no idea what was lurking around his camp. Was it a person, an animal, or something even worse? Either way, he wasn't about to hang around and find out. On November 3rd, 2024, Outdoor Family, a YouTube family of 4, went camping in a misty forest. As night fell, unusual noises began echoing around their tent.
Så skällde Baba.
Nej.
Hayvan sesi ya. Ne oluyor ne? Çakal mı, kurt mu?
The dad peeked outside but didn't spot anything. Feeling uneasy, he set up a trail camera to capture whatever was roaming around. The next morning, they watched the footage, and sure enough, it was there. It turned out to be a lone wolf passing through. While it wasn't surprising, given the wildlife zone they were in, it made them think twice about staying. They packed up and left sooner than planned. Gaz is famous for his outdoor adventure videos, often accompanied by his loyal dog, Fendi. But on this particular trip, what began as a peaceful camping experience quickly turned unsettling, something he'll never forget. The day started with a hike through the woods under clear skies. Gaz, along with Fendi, made his way to a spot he had picked out to camp for the night.
Hey up, what's this? Someone's little shelter. Absolutely love it up here. Wrong way, mate. This way. Come on.
As the sun sank below the trees, they took a break, watching the golden hour light spread across the landscape. While resting, Gaz ran into another hiker. They exchanged a few quick words, nothing unusual, and then the stranger moved on.
There they.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Some idiots about, ain't there?
Yeah, well, I came up Sunday morning and rebuilt it, all this.
Are you a wall, are you?
Yeah, I did drive stone
The moment passed, and Gaz cracked open a bottle of wine while getting his camp set up. With the tent up and wine in hand, things were peaceful for a bit. As night rolled in, Gaz decided to cook something to balance out the wine.
Spag bolognese. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I had one of these in that long. Forgot to take that out.
After dinner, Gaz and Fendi went for a short nighttime hike, exploring the nearby forest trails.
Oh, look. One of these little village things. The little moth there. Can you see his eyes glowing up red? Bet you can't, can you? Let's see what's down here. Imagine living up here.
Eventually, they made their way back to the tent, ready to settle in for the night. But the peace didn't last. In the middle of the night, strange noises began coming from right outside the tent.
Hello?
Gaz was startled and quickly shouted out, hoping to let whoever or whatever was out there know he was awake and aware, but there was no response. He called out again, still nothing. With his nerves on edge, Gaz unzipped the tent, stepped outside, and began scanning the dark woods around him with his flashlight.
Fendi, shut up.
The camp was calm, with no movement and no reason for the strange sounds. Eventually, Gaz crawled back into his tent, attempting to sleep and push the uneasy feeling aside.
Yeah, it's probably just me being on noia, isn't it? I haven't been out for ages.
Well, we've had a nap. And this pad's flat as a pancake again. Oh. So I'm gonna pack up.
Gaz quickly napped, woke up early, packed his things, and headed out. He wasn't about to take any chances. One thing was certain, he wasn't alone out there, and he still doesn't know what or who was hiding in the dark. This clip is from Outdoor Gear Review, a YouTube channel run by Luke, who's all about hiking, backpacking, and camping in remote spots. His channel gives viewers a real look at what it's like to explore the outdoors, with all the beauty and challenges that come with it. In this video, Luke sets off on a solo overnight trip along the Devil's Throne Trail, a moderately tough hike in the rugged mountains of Idaho. The trail has incredible views and dramatic landscapes, but it's also known for some creepy stories locals share. It's October 15th, 2024, and Luke starts his hike feeling pumped. The weather's cool, but not too bad, and he's excited to take on the trail, even with its spooky reputation. The trail winds through thick forests and rocky terrain.
Ready, my hike up to the Devil's Throne has begun. And let me tell you all, folks, this is steep. I forgot exactly just how steep this is. It is killer. It's raining, folks. It just started. Right now it's really light, but it's going to get heavier. Much, much heavier. I was hoping to make it to the top before the rain set in. What was that? Take a look at this impression in the stone. It looks like a gigantic boot print. Right now, folks, we are on top of the Devil's Throne.
The climb was tough, but the view from the top is worth every step. He takes a moment to catch his breath and enjoy the stunning panoramic scenery, but then something catches his attention. Right near the summit, embedded in the rocky ground, is an enormous footprint. It's way bigger than anything Luke has ever seen before, and the sheer size of it is staggering.
What on earth was that? I wonder if the camera picked that up. I have no clue what that was. I am ready to go. The hike is going to be slow, it's going to be wet, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting. Let's go, folks. Very slick, folks. Very, very slick. In the future, my friends, I will be back, and I will spend the night up here. That noise that I heard up at the Devil's Throne, I just heard it again. But I'm not sure where at, though.
Even though fear was creeping in, Luke kept going, determined to get back to civilization before nightfall. After what felt like an endless hike, he finally made it out of the forest, and the sight of the trailhead brought a huge sense of relief. But the whole experience stuck with him. The huge footprint, the weird sounds, and that eerie feeling all combined into a memory he wouldn't shake off anytime soon. Shaken, but still intrigued, Luke found himself wanting to return one day, when the weather's better, to dig deeper into the mysteries of Devil's Throne. If he hadn't trusted his gut and been cautious, the trip might have turned out very differently. Thankfully, we'll never know what could have happened if he ignored the signs. Man Dog Wild is a YouTube channel featuring a man and his dog on camping trips. This particular clip is from a terrifying solo camping adventure they had in the middle of some sandy mountains.
It's pretty hard getting here, and then trying to go to those caves, or going to the caves and then for nothing. But yeah, I think we're both knackered out. So, and that'll be it for us in the tent. We'll catch you guys in the morning. Daddy, let's go. Good girl, Yet. Good girl. I heard footsteps. I hear something coming from just down the hill. Something coming from all the way down the hill down there. It sounds like water sloshing. I'm not going to go and find out. In a way, Yeti's just a sense of calm, not being bothered. Kind of, I don't know if it makes me feel better.
In the dead of night, the man and his dog were peacefully asleep when the man suddenly heard someone moving around their tent. The footsteps were close, and fear set in, but he kept still, ensuring his dog remained unaware. Once the footsteps faded, he grabbed his flashlight and searched the area, but there was no sign of anyone. Returning to the tent, he found his dog just waking up. Despite being scared, he realized there was nothing more to do until morning, so he tried to sleep. As daylight broke, they packed up and left the area. Jasko was used to camping in remote, eerie locations, but this particular night would prove to be one he'd never forget. It all began as he sat by the campfire, alone, telling creepy stories to pass the time.
When she turned around, she could have sworn she saw eyes, red and glowing, just barely visible through the trees. And then there's the most chilling story of all. Before I say this one, I want to put a massive disclaimer. This is a very disturbing story. It involves a gruesome... So if you want to skip forward, please skip forward like a minute.
Despite the eerie atmosphere in the forest, it wasn't until Jasko prepared to sleep that he truly felt something unsettling. That's when he pulled out the spirit box.
What the f? Yo! What the f? What the f just happened? Yo! What the f just happened? In my tent. Hello? What the f? Guys, what is going on? Oh. Hello? What the f is this? I'm so confused. Hold on. Hello? Guys, I fixed it as best as I could. It's really unfortunate. I looked around, there's like no tracks, no trails or markings that anyone was here. So maybe, I want to say like maybe it's just the wind or something. But because I lost that one thing, everything's really uneven now. I have the rest of them, they're just in the truck. Maybe I could at least just fix this right here to prevent any amount of wind from hitting my face.
Jasko began challenging the spirit in the forest, demanding to know the name of the woman who haunted the woods. In response, the ghost started banging on the side of his tent. Eventually, Jasko gave in and decided to rest for the night, but as he was sleeping, his tent suddenly collapsed. Panicked and confused, Jasko initially blamed the wind, though after everything he'd experienced, he couldn't help but wonder if it was something else. As Jasko lay in the dark, his heart racing, he came to a chilling realization. Some mysteries were better left unsolved. Dee's Dark Adventures is a channel that follows Dee as she explores eerie and haunted locations. On this particular occasion, her journey took her into an unknown forest, and it was no different from the usual spine-chilling experiences she often encounters.
Nope, nope. 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 Nope, 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 nope. Okay, calm down, calm down. My light just died away. Don't drain my lights, please. There's a break. Hi. There's no way anybody would let their dogs out here in that amount of a number to do this, howling over and over and over. And it's not yippy enough for coyotes, so I don't know what kind of dog it is. Listen. That's what I'm hearing. Hello. There's tons. There's more than just the two that I'm hearing. Oh my God. I'm there deep. This is a people trail. I'm on my side, okay? I'm trying to move you guys slowly. I hope I'm doing a better job. Until I freak out and then it's over. You guys have lost me. I'm gonna be swinging and shaking my head. I just heard running. Those dogs started and then I heard a whistle. I had to change my light again. They keep training my lights. They were quiet. And then that whistle. Hey, my loves. Okay, before I show you this, I want to explain I'm upset, and I know you all are going to be mad at me how I did this, and I'm very ticked off at myself, so just don't come down on me too hard now, okay? I'm going to explain. I wasn't facing the camera. I'm trying to take it slower for you guys, and I had faced the light and then the camera. So I had already seen it before the camera even got to see it. So that's why I'm already panicking before you can catch it. And I apologize, and I'm... oh, man. I've never heard it before. You're freaking me out, dude. Hello? Hello? Oh my God, dude. What is happening? Something's wrong, dude. What? Dude, why is it just sitting there like that? Stop. Stop. What the nope. Dude, I gotta go. Why is it just sitting there like that? Stop. Stop.
As Dee ventured deeper into the forest, eerie howls echoed around her, and she couldn't figure out what was making the sounds. Initially, she thought they might be dogs, but then she considered the possibility of wolves, or something more menacing. She began noticing movement in the trees, as if something was intentionally trying to scare her. Fear quickly set in, and her voice became higher with anxiety. When she saw something shift in the path ahead, her fear took over. Realizing she didn't want to stay any longer, Dee quickly turned and hurried back to her car, relieved to leave the unsettling forest behind. 8 months ago, a Reddit user named TruthIsFictionity posted a video titled Beast of Gum Hill about an unsettling experience that took place on the evening of April 5th, 2009. The video starts with what seems like a routine creek crossing, but it quickly turns into one of the most chilling moments of Travis's outdoor adventures. As he rides his ATV into the water, the splash echoes through the otherwise quiet forest, setting the tone for what's to come. Without a second thought, Travis pushes forward on his red four-wheeler, carefully navigating the shallow creek. He's completely unaware of the danger lurking in the dense forest surrounding him. As Travis keeps driving over the rocky terrain and small waterfalls, the camera stays focused on the difficult path ahead. At 14 seconds into the footage, an incredible moment occurs as a large, dark figure is seen swiftly moving between the trees by the creek's edge. The moment quickly fades without Travis noticing, as he suddenly halts his four-wheeler in the middle of the creek.
What was that?
When the footage is slowed down and enhanced, the figure appears to be about 7 to 8 feet tall, moving in an odd way that doesn't resemble any known animals from the area. Its large shoulders and unique shape have led Bigfoot researchers to consider it a Class A sighting. While Travis left the area shortly after, the big question remains. What exactly was that figure moving through the trees? Could it really be the legendary creature of Gum Hill, which locals have spoken of for years? Or is there another explanation? Regardless, this creek crossing at Gum Hill has become one of the most intriguing pieces of evidence in modern Bigfoot research. On June 4th, 2024, Noah headed out on a solo camping trip deep in a remote forest, with only his loyal dog by his side. The day was calm, but as the sun set, everything changed. Strange growls and noises began echoing through the trees, getting louder and louder.
Creepy outdoors here. By myself camping, as usual. And I'm a little shook up right now because I heard some strange sounds. Stay here, Mika. Stay here. It sounded like some sort of growling. I'm not sure. I wasn't recording. I was just enjoying my night and. Hello? Shh. It's okay. I'm just talking to my dog right now. What the?
His dog, usually calm, started pacing, whining, and staring into the woods like it could sense something that Noah couldn't. Despite his experience, Noah couldn't shake the feeling that something was out there. The tension reached its peak when sudden, loud bangs broke the silence.
I have no idea what the hell this is. I'm hoping it's like a bear or something just walking by, but there's these banging sounds on both ends. I'm not. Stay. Sound came from here. That's just a lake. Okay. I need to calm down. For now. Hello? Is anybody out there?
Even though he got through the night, he never fully felt at ease, and to this day, he still wonders what was hiding in the dark. The YouTuber Under the Weather had been on loads of wild camping trips, but this time, he picked a spot that seriously creeped him out before the night even started. He wasn't just camping in any old forest, he was on the old, abandoned grounds of an insane asylum.
Hey guys, welcome back to Under the Weather on this lovely November day. And today, we're going to be camping on the grounds of an 18th century insane asylum. Just for the fun factor. Not to scandalous. So first things first, let's find a place in these creepy woods. Yeah.
As he navigated the overgrown paths, he came across crumbling buildings, walls covered in graffiti and shattered windows, remnants of what used to be. Signs of past visitors were scattered around, but it was hard to say if they were other explorers like him or something else entirely. He stopped dead in his tracks, listening closely. There were people nearby, but who were they? Fellow explorers or someone he'd rather avoid. Not wanting to take any chances, he stayed out of sight until the voices faded. Once they were gone, he finally set up camp, ready for the long night ahead.
Wow, now we're inside. Yeah, so this place closed in 2003, which is what, 19 years ago? This would have been the front steps. Right, I just heard some people there, so I'll just take my stuff, put it around this corner for a minute. I think they're just there for a little exploration. We'll see. Hopefully they're not up to any up to no good, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to hang out here. I mean, it's going to be dark in the next hour anyway, so I don't think many more people will turn up. So we'll see. Let's just wait it out for a bit and see where they go.
He was getting ready to cook a steak and have some hot coffee under the stars when he suddenly heard voices. This time, it was a group, beer bottles clinking and loud music blasting, getting closer by the second. Before long, even more people showed up, turning the quiet spot into an impromptu party.
Covered by this nice little tree. Let's just walk out to the road bit and just see how it looks. You can definitely see it when you come around here. And this is where it all went wrong. Basically, I was going to stop the video here because as I was ready to set up my camera, ready to get the fire going, three guys just walked past right into the castle. Hear beer bottles clinking, then tunes going straight away, techno. God knows how they didn't see me. So all I could do was grab my stuff in the tent, and I packed my bag. Basically took my bag down to the little building that you saw. Right, I've moved my tent. But I think I'm gonna have to get it unpacked in the dark. I think they're here for the night, these guys. I don't know what they're up, but they're drinking and stuff, so you never know who they are, what's going on. Right. Well, I managed to move the tent. I was not that very far, but I went up over a little ridge and put the tent up in the dark, mind you. They're still up there, still out there. I can't believe they didn't see me. I was actually had the whole tent up and everything. I had the radio on. I walked right past and then went into the actual castle. There was about three guys. They had torches and everything, and music playing, and about another 3 or 4 turned up. So, and then I think it was about 10 maybe. Did not expect this. Anyway, I might have to cut the video short. I'm just gonna have to hunker down. Hopefully they'll not be there all night. But I'm gonna stay with the lights off for now anyway, and just keep on the low down. Good. Right. Yeah, I can't believe it. Anyway.
The next morning, his curiosity got the better of him, so he went back to where he'd set up his tent. Seeing it in the daylight, it was clear. If he had stayed there, he'd have been totally exposed and vulnerable to whoever or whatever had shown up that night. Tommy, the creator behind the YouTube channel, Oreo Speedwagon EIIT, takes his viewers on cross-country journeys, sharing the realities of van life with his partner Rachel and their dog Badger. While most of his adventures are full of stunning landscapes and touching moments, one night would forever alter his view on the safety of remote camping.
Out here a couple of nights. Been very quiet, very normal feeling. And since everyone's left except us, it's felt different in the van. The window was up because it's chilly, and it sounded like I heard something scream down here. Could have been a bobcat or whatever. I don't know. Who knows?
The sound seemed like a scream coming from the darkness. Driven by curiosity, Tommy chose to investigate instead of just ignoring it.
I'm not the kind though to just sit and wonder what it is. It's just not in my nature. And he seems okay now. But a while ago, there were 2 specific areas, and they're actually back off over here somewhere, that he was staring at, and his ears would pop up.
After walking quite a distance, Tommy still couldn't figure out what had caused the sound. His description of the noise was especially unsettling.
I don't want to say a roar, because then people are going to start thinking, well, I'm thinking it's something else. I don't know what it is, but it was almost like a, don't laugh when I say this, the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
The reference to a prehistoric creature emphasized how bizarre and frightening the sound was. As darkness set in, Tommy was able to record the eerie noise on camera.
Yeah, I do not know what that, I don't know what that was.
Despite the unsettling noise, Tommy and Rachel decided to stay at their campsite, with Rachel initially doubting the source of the sounds.
Rachel, I told her I'd been hearing something, so she wanted to hear. She wanted to know if she could hear something, so we've been sitting here. No, there's nothing out here. Maybe so?
It turned out that the supernatural elements were the least of Tommy's worries.
All right, so I just woke up to somebody trying to get in our van. It's like 2:30 now. The van moved, heard somebody try to open the door, and got up and turned the side light on. And I got outside, and I could hear the steps, or I could hear the vehicle. I'm sorry, I can't talk because I'm kind of shaking up right now. I could hear the tires rolling on gravel, and they went up this way, and then made a left, and I could see tail lights. Then the tail lights went off. I didn't see them move. A long ways away from anybody, and somebody trying to get in the van when it's obviously somebody's camping here. You can see we're camping, and yeah, somebody just come and brazenly try to get in. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and leave. Yeah.
Their quick exit speaks volumes about the genuine fear they felt that night. While strange noises in the woods might be attributed to wildlife or imagination, an attempted break-in presents a real and dangerous threat that many van lifers worry about. Tommy and Rachel were lucky to leave unharmed, but the incident serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that come with remote camping. One question still lingers. Who tried to get into their van, and what were they after? Was it simply a theft attempt, or something more sinister? Beth from Midlife Adventures spends her life in her camper, but in this video, she finds herself in a risky situation deep in the Tennessee woods. Her day started off pretty normal, running errands, shopping, and then heading out to find a peaceful camping spot for the night. But with a storm coming in, she knew she had to pick her spot wisely.
East of Tennessee, I was down in Georgia, but apparently there's going to be a really bad storm system moving through like Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee with some tornado warnings and like very strong likelihood of tornadoes. So I decided to drive a couple hours to avoid those warning areas. It's supposed to be rainy, which is fine, but it allows me a couple days to like ride out the storm.
Her first stop didn't pan out, but thankfully she had a backup plan. She drove to a different location, found a great spot, and got set up for the night.
So I guess the storm has officially hit, and I'm gonna know pretty soon if I have any leaks. Oh my gosh, that thunder feels like it's shaking the van. Is the storm bigger than what my weather app is showing, or maybe I'm unfamiliar with Tennessee storms to know that this is gonna be...
While the rain poured outside, she sat in her van, sipping coffee and watching the storm from the safety of her window. That's when she noticed something worrying. The water around her was rising, and the nearby lake was starting to flood. Feeling uneasy, Beth chose to move to higher ground and parked in a more secure spot.
To get out of this mud area because the water is really like rising over here. And it's puddling so bad, I'm just worried I'm gonna be stuck in the mud. I hope I'm not already. I think it's better for me to get up on more pavement area, so that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. I can do this, I can do this. I just need to go fast and steady. Ooh, it's very muddy already, guys. Very muddy already. And this is just gonna be a better option. Okay, so this spot is a lot better. I am much further from the water here. There is a big dip right here, like this area. Right here is a bank. So I'm able to be up higher from the water.
After settling in once more, she checked her phone and kept an eye on the weather. That's when she saw it. Other campers had gotten stuck in the very spot she had just vacated.
And I just moved from over there. A car came in. They just got stuck. They're rocking the van back and forth in reverse and trying to push it out. I'm gonna go out and see if they need any help. I'm putting my boots on. I'm gonna go see if those guys need help. I at least have a shovel that they can use, but they are stuck down where I was. Big shovel, but it's something that can help them hopefully. I'm gonna see if they can use it. I was down here earlier, but with the rain, it was so bad I had to move because I was worried I was gonna get stuck in. I don't have a big shovel, but it's...
As the storm got stronger, she teamed up with other campers to help free the trapped vehicle. It was a stark reminder of how quickly things could take a turn for the worse. As evening fell, the weather only got worse, and then an alert popped up on her phone, a tornado watch.
So I am in Spring City currently, and I just got a tornado watch. It expires tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's gonna start today. And let's see the map of where I am. Let's kind of see what's going on here. Oh, you can see like the weather kind of picking up. Okay guys, here's the situation. I just got active tornado warning on my phone.
The wind howled, rattling her van. She did her best to stay calm, but the alerts just kept coming. Soon, another warning popped up. The tornado watch had turned into a tornado warning. For a brief 10 minutes, the storm settled, but it quickly picked up again, becoming stronger with each passing moment.
Here it comes. Oh gosh, I just got the warning on this saying that I have a tornado warning. Okay, well we actually have a warning here. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. I don't have a substantial shelter around me. So I just got an alert on my phone that says to take cover immediately. I'm in my van. There's nowhere to take cover and there are no bathrooms or anything here. It's a little bit freaky actually. Oh my gosh, the lightning. Oh, that thunder is so bad. I know, it's okay, Paula. It's okay. Shh.
Throughout the night, her phone kept buzzing with warnings, each one making her more anxious. Eventually, she curled up with her cat, trying to sleep through the chaos. When she woke up the next morning, the news was full of reports about the destruction nearby.
Texted me with some sad news. My grandma grew up in Arkansas and my granddad in Bakersfield, Missouri. Well, I guess a tornado hit down in Bakersfield last night, and my grandma's cousins, who are elderly, they're in their 80s, like my grandma, they lost their house last night, their barn, all of their outbuildings. They're safe. They had a cellar that they were able to get to, but man, it's just a reminder of how powerful these storms are and how much they really affect.
Thankfully, the tornado didn't hit her campsite directly, but it was incredibly close. If she'd chosen a different spot, things could have turned out much worse. There's a cave in Costa Rica that's earned the nickname Death Trap because of how dangerous it is. During a demo, a guy held a torch near the top and it burned just fine. But as soon as he lowered it closer to the ground, the flame went out instantly. The lower part of the cave is full of carbon dioxide, making it super deadly if you don't know what you're walking into. It's a serious reminder that exploring caves without proper prep can be really risky. Stuff like this could be lurking anywhere. Tyler, a seasoned outdoorsman, has handled everything from storms to wild animals and tough nights in the woods. But this trip really shook him. He and his buddy Marvin had just set up camp. Tyler was in his truck, Marvin in a tent nearby, when they both got a sudden emergency alert on their phones. Tornado warning.
Welcome back to another video. I am out here at the beautiful campgrounds known as Yellowbanks. I come here quite a bit actually. It was storming, raining pretty bad. It said it was going to rain all night, but I don't think it's going to. But hey, bonus if it does. Kind of jealous, dude. I want to I don't know.
He said, can I hang out?
Can I hang out in your shelter? I know the truck looks cozy and all, but there's just something about a nice hot tent setup, a little TP hot tent, to kind of get the camping vibes going. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Our phones are going off saying that we're in a tornado warning right now. Woo, it's about to get interesting tonight. Yes, sir. If you're not from the Midwest, you wouldn't understand, but we love tornadoes. We don't get scared, we don't run away. We go out and we chase them. We show them who's the boss. This is our turf. It's our block, right?
A few moments later, sirens started blaring and dark storm clouds began moving in. At first, though, they didn't think too much of it.
They're going off now, which is surprising. You know, it's not really surprising this time of year. I mean, the other day it was like 65 degrees out. Day before that was like 20 degrees. So weather fluctuating like that, hot, cold, perfect brewing temps for a tornado. So closer, I guess, to us.
They went on with their plans, cooking, chatting, just hanging out until the wind suddenly picked up. The rain started pounding the truck, and then the second tornado hit, and it hit hard.
Go! Come on! Come on, it's coming! Gotta leave the food behind! Come on, let's go!
South of Highway G24 and R57, very specific location.
Ooh, that was crazy.
Here in Norwalk, that is part of the apparent tornado path. So again, starting to talk about damage in.
Oh man, his shelter's gone.
In Norwalk, several houses.
Their shelter was barely hanging on, but once the tornado finally passed, they stepped outside to check the damage. Marvin's tent was completely wrecked. As they started picking up what was left of their gear, the sirens went off again.
Now we gotta try to salvage what's left of camp. Dinner tonight is no longer gonna be SOS. As you guys saw me making it, I mean, yeah, it got a little dark out, but all of a sudden that storm just came out of nowhere. I mean, those winds had to be, I don't even know, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. Super crazy. Everything's lost. As you can see, the whole campsite's just gone. We gotta start trying to find out exactly where everything is. There's 3 tornadoes on the ground. I mean, this is wild. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. I gotta start trying to find everything, so. All right, love you, be safe.
I too, always.
Bye.
Bye.
Had to give a quick update to the wife, let her know we just kind of survived a tornado. This is wild. Whole campsite's gone, man. I mean, I can replace this. Not, you know, the end of the world. I'm not gonna put anyone in safety at first, but siren just going back off again. Like I said, there's 3 confirmed tornadoes on the ground.
The roads were a mess. Trees snapped in half, lightning flashing nonstop overhead. When they tried driving through the nearby town, it was in shambles. Emergency crews were everywhere.
We're just on our way to go to Burger King, go get some food since our dinner is out spread all across the woods. And we got, I mean, look at this. Damage everywhere. Man. I'm gonna have to just drive right up over this. I don't think that's gonna be that big of a deal. Maybe I can move some of it. Oh man. God damn.
Suki.
This tornado hits and it just destroyed everything.
Okay, well I'm trying to. That's why I got this plow truck, because I couldn't get through my board.
Oh yeah, no, I had to run over the trees to get out.
Is anybody over here at the pond?
No, everyone had left. We were the only ones here.
Okay.
Like I said, we were at T2. We drove around a little bit before the storm actually hit.
Yep.
I didn't see anyone else camping. But yeah, on our way out, we had to drive through all them trees over there that are across that road. But
I'm gonna close the road and just shut this down for now until we get everything cleared up.
okay.
Okay.
We gotta grab
You
our
have
stuff.
camping stuff out here still?
It's all over the woods.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could probably come back tomorrow, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, we just don't want people in here right now.
With no way back to their camp, Tyler and Marvin had to abandon all their gear and just focus on getting out safely. That night really showed them how quickly the outdoors can go from peaceful to life-threatening. Ian, a stealth camping YouTuber based in Las Vegas, usually keeps his camp simple, but one particular encounter with a stranger would stick with him for a long time. It all began when Ian set up camp in the back of his car.
I think that might actually be best because normally this is where I need my light so I can cook and things right here. There's also this one and a red light. Now red light is nice because I don't think you'll be able to see this from the outside. Oh, never mind. That's definitely still pretty visible. But what about that? So I'll go ahead and take a look at my car here. Oh yeah, guys. Here's what we're looking at here. Let's get into this. So it was Saturday, a couple days ago. I was super beat, I was exhausted. I was like, you know what? I'm not even filming a video. I'm just gonna go and hunker down because my car is made for that. And I went to a spot I normally always go to. There's a McDonald's right there. It's 24 hours. I didn't think anything would happen. All of a sudden, this guy comes out of nowhere, and this is what happened. I'm not gonna explain anything other than the fact that I was literally laying down, about to go to sleep, and I just hear like not a knock, but like him like trying the handle, like him pulling it, and then this is what happened. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on? What are you doing? Hey, bro. What's up? What are you doing, man? Ain't weird, bro. What the hell, man? Sorry guys, my light's on. Oh man, I'm shaking, dude. I had my whole setup, I was sleeping back there, dude. Oh man, he tried to open my door. And then you guys saw that, he wasn't saying anything, man. Dude was a freaking zombie, dude. I don't even have my glasses on, I can't be driving. Oh, I gotta get to a safe spot, guys. What's going on, guys? I don't even know if you'll be able to see out that far, but I was parked right over there, and I'm still shaking, dude. That was insane. And this guy I just heard like a hello. I was sleeping, and then this dude grabbed my door handle, man. I don't know where he went. And you guys saw him. He was like a freaking zombie, dude. There he is. There he is. I see him. No, is that a lady? It might be a woman. I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to tell.
Ian was getting ready to sleep in the back of his car when a strange, zombie-like man started pulling on the door handle. When Ian stepped out to confront him, the man simply stared blankly, not saying a word. It was unclear if the man was intoxicated or not, but Ian chose not to risk it and stayed inside the car. Eventually, the man wandered off, and Ian was left unharmed, though the experience served as a warning to other stealth campers. Dan set out on a solo camping trip for some quiet time, but things took an unsettling turn that forced him to cut the trip short. Right after arriving at his campsite, he noticed people walking around nearby.
How good is this little area here? nice and open, a good amount of flat space, only a few little stones dotted around, but most importantly for somewhere that there's an unbelievable amount of people walking around, even now, it's nicely sheltered, especially well hidden and camouflaged when you come down to waist height and below. We're going to go and find somewhere beautiful on the riverside to have something to eat, and we'll come back and pitch the bivvy. I swear 2 people have already been within very close proximity. I don't think they've seen me, because why would they? Who would even look in here for someone? But I'm being very, very cautious.
Dan took some time to sit by the lake, enjoy a meal, and take in the view before heading back to set up his bivvy for the night.
At this point in the evening, I've got to say it was almost impossible not to be happy. I was slightly concerned by the fact that I'd already had 2 people walk close by my intended camping spot, but nobody even glanced into the woodland, so I wasn't particularly worried about it. Of course, this wholesome, calm moment might not last for the entire evening. So this is my bivvy setup. Because I can't afford a proper sleeping bag, I've found a really old cheap envelope bag to go over my really cheap old mummy bag.
At first, the only sounds were the peaceful noises of nature, until that changed. As nightfall approached, he felt an odd presence moving nearby. Then, a dog walker appeared behind him. Trying to stay calm, Dan chose to move away from his camp, wanting to avoid drawing any attention.
So you might be able to see there is somebody walking towards us. Okay, things have gone a little bit wrong at the moment, but I'm still quite upbeat about the situation. Nothing serious, but quite comical. So I thought I'd go out and have a look at what was going on around in the main walking area, because there were a few torches going by and there'd been some noises and rustling in the woodland that I didn't think anybody would be in. So I thought I'll go out and just have a nose around. So you might have seen that little glimpse of lights that were heading towards me. As I was focused on them way across a field or two, I almost jumped out of my skin because a dog walker came down behind me. So in a bit of a panic to make sure they didn't think that I was milling around in that particular area, I had to immediately start walking in the exact opposite way of the bivvy.
After some time, he nervously came back, still feeling on edge but wanting to stay. About an hour and a half later, Dan realized he wasn't by himself.
I've 100% been spotted. Right, I'm trying to keep calm and keeping calm. Too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something just came in. I was half asleep when, with no prior torchlight, a lot of animal-like rustling broke out. Then suddenly in the darkness, a loud crack sound really woke me with a start. Oh, that's right, they're looking straight at me. I am trying not to panic.
A flashlight flickered through the trees, sweeping the area like it was searching for him. Feeling vulnerable, Dan called out, "Hello?" But there was only silence in response.
Hello?
Right, I'm just going to use the phone light now, and I'm just going. They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it, let's just go.
Eventually, the person walked off, but Dan stayed on edge, keeping his light off and using just his phone's flashlight to navigate. He couldn't shake the feeling that the person might return. Deciding it wasn't safe, he quickly packed up and left, not daring to look back.
The only thing I knew for certain was that they hadn't entered the woodland, because there were so many dried leaves and sticks it would be impossible for them to move silently around me. However, not knowing where they were or where they'd gone, I thought the only sensible choice is to clear off. In hindsight, the fact that I didn't hear any voices before or after suggests it was definitely only one person out there. However, at the time, my main concern wasn't so much that they were out there waiting to get me now, but that they may return in the small hours, and there may be more of them coming to see if I've got anything worth stealing.
The woods might appear calm, but when you're by yourself, you can't always tell who might be lurking out there watching you. Daniel, a nature-loving YouTuber, was ready for a peaceful wild camping night on May 4th, 2023. He found a great spot in the woods to test out his new grill and cooked a steak. As night fell, he got comfortable in his bivvy bag, thinking it would be a quiet night, but then something unexpected happened.
There's a massive deer just over there looking at me. Oh, it's running at Wells now. Oh. Let me get my breath back. Oh.
A huge deer charged at him, knocking him to the ground and leaving him winded, stunned, and in pain. Realizing he had no other option, Daniel packed up and headed out. He finally made it back to his car, where he could rest his sore ribs. Sort of Interesting is a channel known for outdoor adventure videos, but this particular solo camping trip had a creepier vibe than usual.
Love this under the old railway here. Ooh, the spooky woods. When I was in the woods initially, I filmed a few of these little bits talking about how heavy the bag was and how keen I was to have something to eat because I'd set out without having anything for my tea. However, I hadn't at this point anticipated how big a part of this video the woods would become. I was showing you there was trees down all over the place, even a lot of the greenery's been blown down onto the forest floor with all of the storms we've had recently. I'll be honest, I wasn't going to post this video originally because I thought it made me look like quite a scaredy cat and quite feeble. So for my own ego's sake, let me give you a very brief introduction to myself if you're unfamiliar with this channel. I've been wild camping, but always with 2 to 4 other people for over 15 years, and I'm lucky to have spent months of my life sleeping on mountainsides in England, Scotland and Wales. Also, I'm not too bothered by getting really cold, getting absolutely soaked, wading through rivers and all that sort of stuff, so I'm not quite as frail as I may appear. And also, I've spent most of my adult life living on canal boats, but I'll let you check out my other videos for that. So I've been walking for about an hour at this point, and it really is amazing the difference that the backpack has made. And also the fact that I'm using a much dimmer light is starting to make me think I'm sure I can hear stuff and see little flashes and that. I'm sure I can't, but I can't be sure in here where I need to be. So yeah, quick backpack rest, and then we're going to get, in fact I might get the stove out now, find a spot on the way ahead. At this point I thought I would see if I could find a nice big flat stone or somewhere safe that I could set up my stove and make myself some pasta, pesto and cheese, and also lose a bit of weight from my backpack while doing so. And so I thought, yeah, put the torch onto full beam and get some visually interesting spooky woodland footage. And well, did I get some spooky footage. Dim lights only now. I was just shining the torch around on full beam, showing like the woods to the camera. Some car somewhere on a road up there stopped, and I swear a torch shone into the trees, obviously from well above my head, but it's just spooked me a bit. Oh man, my heart is going. I swear the car that I just mentioned pulled up and somebody's got out. I don't know if it's just coincidence. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I am really, oh my goodness me. I know. This isn't fun, this. I am so stupid. I am the stupidest person I've...
can see that they are literally scanning up and down. They are literally. Can you see this on the ground? They're literally looking straight at me. I know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm literally crouched. I'm sat on the ground. Right, let the camera off.
After a while, they finally left, and so I stayed hanging around in the woods for a good while after, just to make sure everybody...
While out in the woods, just to be cautious, he spotted a light in the distance and decided to start recording, thinking it might just be some other people walking around at night. But then he noticed something unsettling. The people had seen him too. They stood still, staring directly at him with their lights shining right at him. That's when he started to panic, realizing he might have gotten himself into a bad situation. The strangers didn't approach, but it felt like they were actively searching for him. Freaked out, he ducked behind a tree and kept an eye on them from cover. He had no clue what they wanted or whether they meant harm, but the whole situation was terrifying. Eventually they moved on, and he continued his walk. Still on edge, he stuck around for a bit longer to make sure they weren't secretly watching or hiding nearby. Who were they, and what exactly were they searching for out there in the dark? Since 2013, the fam has been a YouTube channel created by James, a popular urban explorer and paranormal investigator. His channel focuses on exploring abandoned locations and creepy forests. On March 27th, 2023, James posted a video of his latest adventure, spending the night in Florida's most haunted forest. This forest is known for its dark past, with numerous reports of paranormal activity and eerie sensations, as well as several murders that have taken place there.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. For anybody that's ever seen me do a live stream here, I get lost very easily.
At the start of the video, everything seems pretty normal. James is wandering through the forest alone, casually chatting with his viewers about his recent videos. The usual sounds, branches falling and twigs snapping, are just typical forest noises, but they still make him jump. Being alone in such a notoriously haunted place makes even the smallest sound feel like a possible threat. About 20 minutes into his adventure, James finds himself deep in the heart of the forest.
I remember the lake disappearing after a little while. Stop it! Hey! Stop! Stop! Sound like a damn another animal attack. Oh, okay, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. That was definitely... Oh! What the hell? That was a freaking woman screaming.
Not long after, James says he heard a woman's scream echoing through the forest, and if you listen closely in the video, you can actually hear it too. The sound is chilling, but it might not be what it seems. Some animals, like foxes or coyotes, can make noises that sound eerily similar to a human scream. So, while it's definitely creepy, it's hard to say for sure if it was a woman or just a wild animal. James points out in the video that he's explored this forest many times before, but what he's experiencing now feels completely different from anything he's encountered in the past.
What the hell? It's a freaking... Wait, what?
About 5 minutes into his exploration, James comes across a trash can and a chair-like structure, things he's sure weren't there on his previous visits. The discovery is unsettling and suggests that people still come to this forest, even though it's supposed to be abandoned and haunted.
Like this before. Okay, there's definitely been people out here. What the heck is that? I don't know what the hell that is, honestly. I've never... Huh. Maybe it used to be a chair? A garbage can? That's really strange. I've never seen that before. So, what the hell? Okay, so I guess my life's dead.
After exploring for a while, James's flashlight battery starts to die, adding even more tension to the atmosphere. But just before the light fades completely, he captures something genuinely disturbing. It looks like a woman, based on her long hair and figure. The thought of coming across someone in such a remote area, where there's no sign of nearby life, is truly unnerving. Encounters like this are rare and deeply unsettling. While it might seem at first like it could just be a prank by another camper, the idea doesn't quite add up. The forest is way too isolated and eerie for someone to be out there just messing around. Could it have been just another hiker? Or did James really come face to face with one of the forest's restless spirits? Meet Casey Nolan, the creator behind the popular YouTube channel Mindseed TV. You might already know it for exploring the world's most bizarre mysteries, from paranormal encounters to strange UFO sightings. Casey is all about documenting the unexplainable and sharing it with his large audience. In this clip, we're taken to a remote cabin in Colorado, a place surrounded by chilling rumors from the locals. They claim it's haunted by the spirit of a child who once lived there. Even the woman who owns the cabin believes in these stories, having had her own unsettling experiences. Her eerie encounters and the cabin's dark reputation caught Casey's attention, and he couldn't resist investigating it himself. Along with his friend Colton, they set out on February 10th, 2022. After an in-depth interview with the homeowner, who shared her disturbing experiences, they were given permission to spend the night in the supposedly haunted cabin. As the sun sets and temperatures drop, they trek through the snowy wilderness and finally arrive at the secluded house. With cameras rolling, they begin their usual walkthrough, unaware of what the night will bring. After thoroughly checking out each room, it seemed like there wasn't much going on inside the cabin, but with the eerie backstory lingering in their minds, that a little boy who once lived there supposedly drowned in the creek nearby, Casey and Colton decided to grab their equipment and step outside into the freezing night. They made their way toward the creek, knowing that if there was anywhere they might capture something unexplainable, it was here.
Ooh.
Hey, real quick, no bull.
Whoa.
Do these look like adult footprints or?
No.
Those look like kids, right? Here, wait, check this out. Hold on. I just want to do this for the viewer's sake. Here, look, this is the size of one of my footprints. That's an adult footprint. Those are tiny, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking to myself, can you imagine falling through this? And then...
Right now by yourself?
I'm just saying, like, going right through the ice and not being able to find your way up, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Look at this, man. It's pretty deep, too. It didn't look like it was this deep when we were walking up.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Sounds like a song. That's That's weird, dude. We should get the flashlight. That's weird. You hear that?
Yeah.
Completely shaken and confused by the singing, they quickly got out of bed, hoping to capture the sound more clearly on their footage from outside. But as they headed downstairs, something else grabbed their attention.
It's creepy, bro. Hey, what is this?
That's the dog that swears about.
No, bro. Dude, look at this. Come here real quick. That's outside the window. Look. Look right here. This.
I see it.
Is there any more? Oh, bro.
Dude, they're all over the place.
It's weird. It's just there?
Yeah. This whole bottom.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
What the?
The handprints gave them an intense chill, and the fact that they were so small, like children's hands, only deepened the eerie story about the place. Similar to the small footprints they had noticed earlier, the tension in the air was almost overwhelming. But then, just when the strange events couldn't get any creepier, something happened that made the whole trip to the cabin feel totally worthwhile.
Cut the light. Dude, I swear to God, I just saw something run past, like, outside. Something moved. What is that? Do you see that right there?
Dude.
What is that?
I don't
Oh,
know.
bro,
That's a
it's
shot.
moving. It's moving. What the is that?
Oh, my God.
Dude. What the bro?
I thought that was a shadow.
Bro. It, like, disappeared.
Dude, I'm feeling all types of weird right now, dude.
Look at that, bro. Right there. Look at the way it just
dips.
It dips like full speed.
The crazy part's when it goes sideways.
I'm nervous as hell and I'm freaked out, bro, but I think that we should go out with something.
We gotta give it a minute, man. That was a lot.
Let's give it a minute and go check it out. I think we should run yes, no or something out there.
Yeah, let's give it a minute.
That could have been a person.
No.
It moved too fast. It disappeared.
It didn't look tall enough to be a person.
No.
Summoning their courage, Casey and Colton stepped outside, the cold air hitting them as they ventured into the dark night. The forest silence felt almost overwhelming. They had come to look into the spirit said to haunt the place, and despite the unsettling events they had already experienced, they couldn't stop now. They had no choice but to do whatever it took to figure out the mystery of the shadowy figure.
I'm not going over this bridge tonight, I can tell you that right now.
Oh.
Yes?
No, we're not. I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable out
I
here
don't
right now at
feel
all.
comfortable either.
No. Yes, come over the bridge, kiss my
Yeah. How about you come over this side of the bridge? I don't know if that's a good thing.
Why don't you come stand right here at the end of the bridge?
I don't know if that's a good thing.
What?
Inviting whatever that was to this side.
Satisfied, but overwhelmed by what they had experienced, Casey and Colton packed up their equipment, feeling the exhaustion and adrenaline from the night. The mystery of the haunted cabin was no longer just a story. It was a reality they had lived through. They had captured something real, something that validated all the strange occurrences the locals had mentioned. As they drove away, the weight of the experience sank in. Despite the exhaustion, they both felt a strange sense of peace, knowing they had uncovered the truth about the place. It had been a terrifying, life-changing investigation, and as daylight broke, they knew they'd be talking about it for a long time. The cabin's secrets were no longer hidden, and the spirit of the child that once haunted its halls had been heard in the most haunting way possible. Casey spends her days living full-time in her camper van with her faithful cat, Olive, by her side. Her lifestyle lets her travel freely and live life on her own terms. However, in this video, she faces the darker side of van life, which soon spirals into a real nightmare.
Good morning, you guys. I hope you're all having a lovely day whenever you're watching this. If you have seen my other vlogs, you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, that was a really short morning montage, because usually I would show you guys me making coffee or breakfast here in the van, and that is just not what happened this morning. In fact, Olive and I had a fairly unsettling morning, and I'm going to tell you guys about it. Just for some context, we are in a very small town in southern Utah.
It was about 7 a.m., and Casey was parked, working, and enjoying a quiet morning. The road she was on usually had a lot of traffic, so when she saw a car moving slowly past her, it immediately stood out. There was something unsettling about it.
And I noticed at about 7 a.m., a black car went past us very slowly on the main road here. The speed limit is 40 miles an hour, and this car was going maybe 15 to 20 miles an hour, which struck me as odd, but they kept driving, so I really didn't think much of it. Until about 5 minutes later, the same car came back down the road and pulled off into the same lot as us and actually drove behind the van.
A few minutes later, the same car came back down the road and parked right behind her van. This time, she noticed there were 2 men inside. The tension in her chest grew, and she started filming the vehicle from a distance, trying to stay calm as she watched them drive further down the road. But then, the car turned around and started heading back toward her.
2 men in it. One was driving and one was in the passenger seat. And they actually went up a little road that was behind the lot that we were parked in. And they got to the end of the road, turned right back around, and then very slowly started coming back down the road towards the van.
At this point, Casey moved cautiously to the back of the van, trying to avoid making any sudden movements. She stayed low and kept within reach of the weapons she carried for safety, just in case. Then, the car pulled up beside her van, and the men began honking the horn, clearly trying to get her attention. She didn't respond, but one of them got out and started walking toward her vehicle.
Once they got close enough back towards the van, I actually moved from up here into the back area because that is where I keep my safety items. And unfortunately, I don't have a window on the driver's side back there, so I lost my visual of them, but I could hear that they pulled their car up right along the driver's side of the van, and they actually honked their horn at us, which of course I ignored. And after I didn't respond to their honk, one of them got out of the car and came up and started knocking on my driver.
The silence was broken by loud knocking on the passenger door, and every alarm bell in Casey's head went off. She stayed perfectly still, ignoring them completely, hoping they would just leave. After a few tense moments, the car slowly pulled away, but not without keeping their eyes on her as they drove off.
A couple minutes after I ignored the knocking, they finally left. They went back out onto the road and I watched them slowly drive away. At this point, I knew I needed to leave the lot, but I wasn't sure where I was gonna go because again, this is a small town and it is surrounded by very desolate areas. So the last thing I wanted to do was immediately try to leave town, drive out into the middle of nowhere, and have them follow me.
Still feeling tense, Casey started looking up nearby locations to find a safer place to go. But just as she was about to leave, the same black car came back and pulled into a nearby street. That was the final red flag.
30 to 45 minutes later, the same car comes back down the road and pulls off on a street just up the road from us. So my brain is immediately telling me, oh, these guys are up the street and now they're just watching you. So I decided to come here, about 3 minutes away to a local breakfast joint. I didn't see them follow me and I haven't seen them in the hour that I've been sat here now. But yeah, pretty weird morning.
Without wasting any time, Casey grabbed what she needed and quickly left the area, not willing to risk what could have easily turned into something much worse. She definitely made the right choice. We may never know exactly what those men were after, but whatever their intentions were, they clearly weren't good. Tom and John are seasoned paranormal investigators, familiar with dark locations and intense activity. But during their visit to an abandoned church and graveyard, they encountered something that truly pushed their limits. They had gone there to explore ahead of a bigger investigation, bringing along their usual ghost hunting equipment, including the SB7 Spirit Box, which scans radio frequencies to let spirits communicate through white noise.
Come to a new location that we're actually checking out for a future season 3 episode of Haunted Finders. It's just me and John here tonight. We're not going to name the location tonight, just that it's a very big haunted church ruin and graveyard, which has got some amazing activity reports and stuff that have actually been cited in the graveyard itself and in the church itself where I'm actually standing now. We're going to check it out tonight, just see what sort of activity we get, see if it's active, and then we're going to come back and film an episode. So right now we're in the old bell tower of the church. We're going to try an SB7 Spirit Box session. See what we get. We're going to sweep first on FM and then we're going to try AM. hell was that? Did you hear that? It was like footsteps coming through that door. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear nothing.
Not long after they set up, they began getting unusual responses. While scanning the area, Tom noticed a black shadow quickly move past one of the church doors. Fast, but distinct enough to make him freeze in place.
I just want to start this little investigation by calling you out. All of you in the church grounds and the graveyard. Come forward now. I have a device in my hand that will be able to capture your voice. I want you to come and speak to me and John, who's holding this camera. I want you to come forward, stand with us, be with us. We don't mean you any harm. And just come and talk to us. Let's have a conversation. So if anyone's here now, can you come towards this device that I'm holding and come and say hello to us both, please? Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you want to tell me and John what your name is? What does that say? That was a name.
Just whistled as well, didn't it?
That was a name.
Sounded like Daniel.
Can you tell me if your name's Daniel? Come close to me and John, come and talk to us. Is your name Daniel, please? That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as I turned it on. Daniel, come and speak to us. We don't mean you any harm. Did you used to work in this church? What the? Did you used to work in this church? What the? There's a woman there trying to say something.
Yeah.
We're going to try an AM sweep on the SB7 and see if we get any replies on that. What the hell? A big black mass has just gone past that door.
You sure it wasn't that tractor?
No, we need to quick.
Can't see nothing. Is there a slope here?
No. Hello? Hello? When I was just talking to the camera then, a big black mass came across like that, like it was walking past the door, blocked the whole door out and then went that direction.
Despite the growing unease, they continued, switching between devices, including an EMF detector that picked up energy spikes nearby. At one point, they captured a chilling voice in response to Tom's question.
This aerial, if you touch it, come near it, it'll do this, and that will let us know that you're here, and we'll also see on the screen if you're here. So please, come towards me and John now. Come and talk to us. Come and let us know you're here. Come towards this device, please. I'm going to try an EVP. Try an EVP just to see if we get any voices, any replies to the questions that I'm going to ask. So let's see if there's anyone here. We've got a crazy EVP, Class A EVP. I'm going to play that for you now. So here it is.
Is anybody here with us? If it's you that we're seeing, that's communicating with us, can you come and say hello into this device, please? Try and tell us. Try and tell us your first name.
So that's the EVP. I would have just replayed it for you, and it's pretty creepy. Right, so we've had some interesting stuff in the bell tower. So we're moving to the back end of the church. Don't know what we're gonna get, but we're gonna try another spirit box session. Do some calling out, see if we can get some audible evidence, any footsteps which we've had already during an EVP session, and yeah, let's see what we get anyway. Whoever's been talking to us in this church, can you come forward now, please, to this device? Come and speak to us.
Bruce.
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 Bruce. Bruce. Got a name. Bruce, can you say hello? Bruce, can you try and say hello to us, please, if you're still here? So about Daniel and Bruce. I'm around. I'm around.
I'm around you.
What?
What the hell was that?
I got chills.
Did you hear that?
Chills.
That you said that is me. What? Made this device go off. It's in my hand.
Oh, something's just gone through me. Something has just gone through me. I got mega chills right now.
They began to feel a sudden drop in temperature, with freezing cold air and intense chills washing over them. A heavy sense of dread settled in. Tom described the feeling of someone walking right through him, a weight that lingered as they moved deeper into the graveyard. The spirit box then repeated the same chilling warning twice.
I think you should go.
I heard that. I think you should.
I said I think you should go.
Why should we go?
You can go, Ultimate.
Why should we go? Come and touch this
I
Melmeter.
feel like I've got like a group of people walking up to me now behind me.
Well, come and touch this device. If you make it alarm, we will go. Point 1. Point 2.
No.
After I just said that as well.
Ah! What the hell?
As well.
Ah! What the hell?
Suddenly, Tom was pushed. Shocked, he yelled and turned around, only to find no one there. But the attacks kept happening.
Ultimate touched me after it said get out.
Oh, Jesus
Did you hear me
Christ.
scream?
Oh my God.
This is so scary. This is so flipping scary.
Whoa, did you hear that voice then?
Out! It just said out again.
Why do you want us out so bad?
Oh my God, oh my God. I'm so scared right now. Keep it together.
Don't be scared, don't be scared. We don't mean you any harm, so why?
It was a proper nasty. Get out! And then
I know.
something touched my back like it pushed me.
Make this device go up to at least 3,
God, I screamed then like a girl.
and we will leave you alone.
Why do you want us out? Danger! I just said danger! Are we in danger? Are we in danger? This is some intense.
As they tried to communicate again, Tom said his throat began to tighten, and he felt like he couldn't breathe, as if something was trying to silence him.
He just said, well, go. I think they want us to go.
We're not going to. You made this device alarm. Come and touch this aerial. Come and touch this aerial and then make the device alarm and we will go. You alright? What's the matter?
So I just squeezed my flipping throat, man.
You being serious?
Like, not like strangling me, but closed my throat in big time. I don't feel safe here, man. I don't feel safe. Oh, my throat, man. My throat.
Should we get out of here?
I think we should, you know. I'm getting scared right now. Something's just closed. I'm getting scared now, John. Like something's just closed my throat in.
Get your torch out.
It became too much. With their equipment reacting strongly and both men overwhelmed by fear, they decided to leave. Whatever was in that church didn't want them there, and it made that message painfully clear.
I feel like if we stay here, something's gonna go down. Like one of us are gonna get hurt or something.
Really?
Yeah, like I feel really bad. In my throat, I felt like someone was squeezing it from the inside.
You know, as you said that,
not
though.
the outside, the inside.
Yeah, as you said that, I started to get a bit of like a scratchy feeling in my throat. Come on, let's get out of here.
Let's just go, man. Let's go. How do we get out of here?
Shall I start recording?
In the wild, it's not just the animals you need to fear. Sometimes it's the things you can't see or understand. Sam, the woman behind the channel, Sam Walks a Lot, is no stranger to exploring spooky places. Her channel is packed with quiet, immersive solo hikes through creepy woods, abandoned ruins, and spots with deep folklore. But one of her most unsettling experiences happened when she went for a solo walk through the infamous Daring Wood, also known as the Screaming Woods. This eerie forest, located near Pluckley, often called the most haunted village in England, is famous for its creepy reputation and years of paranormal activity.
Thing that seems to be woven into the history of the Screaming Woods that has drawn me here today. The Screaming Woods, officially known as the Daring Woods, stretch just beyond Pluckley's border, with Pluckley being the most haunted village in England. On misty mornings, the gnarled trees stand like silent sentinels, but as darkness falls, they become something else entirely. Legends claim that you can hear blood-curdling screams in the middle of the night, carried by the cold.
Sam started the hike with a blend of doubt and curiosity. It seemed like an ideal spot for a solo adventure. In the beginning, everything felt normal, peaceful, with birds chirping and a quiet trail. But as she went further into the forest, the mood started to shift. The woods became denser, the air grew thicker, and then she started hearing strange sounds.
Did you hear that? Been in a few minutes and strange noises already. According to the legends, these are the screams of the people that hear. I'm hearing whistles. There's a wind, there's a rain, and I'm hearing whistles. Well, better keep our eyes peeled. Where do the legends come from? Are those screams tricks on nature, or are they really the echoes of the tragic souls that never found peace? And above all else, what really happened here?
She began hearing soft metallic clinks, distant whistles, and what sounded like faint voices carried by the wind. The noises didn't fade away. Instead, they grew more persistent and harder to explain.
Stories here at the Screaming Woods is that of the highwayman of Fright Corner. The highwayman was here with a spear thrown at him and then impaled into a tree, and he still roams the woods around the area of Fright Corner, which is literally just on here. And every time I talk about ghosts, there's some noises that are going around. And he still jumps out at people hiding behind the trees like he used to do when he was alive. Another ghost that is said to roam around here is that of the Colonel. Now, the Colonel is described as a shadowy figure. Is said to be a military man, possibly a former soldier, or a landowner from Pluckley. The noises around here. Like many other figures of Pluckley's haunted lore, his identity is not known. and is often seen that.
Sam shared 2 specific legends tied to the forest, and strangely, each time she mentioned them, the woods seemed to grow quieter, almost as if they were listening. One legend was about a mass death in 1948, and the other told of 4 college students who vanished without a trace in 1998. These stories had been circulating online for years, passed around on paranormal forums and deep dive YouTube videos. But Sam, always the skeptic, pointed out that she couldn't find any official records to back up either story. She figured they were just internet-made tales designed to make the forest seem even scarier. Still, even after dismissing them, she couldn't shake the sense of unease. There was a strange heaviness in the woods that day. Her usually reliable camera started acting up, glitching, shaking, and even shutting off entirely. Something that had never happened before on her hikes. Her voice, usually calm and confident, grew quieter and more hesitant. It was clear that even Sam was starting to feel the weight of the place. This is Sergey, a professional hunter who often embarks on expeditions that last days or even weeks, living off the land while hunting. One day, Sergey heard a story from a friend about the Sayan mountain range, an isolated area known for being cursed. It's said to be full of strange occurrences, with rumors of black magic, monsters, and even ghosts. Naturally, Sergey didn't believe any of it, just the usual campfire stories, but he was still curious enough to go on an expedition there. After reaching his destination and setting up camp, Sergey spent several nights planning how to hunt the Manchurian wapiti, a deer rumored to be haunted at night. He placed decoys in areas where the deer might appear. But as night settled in and he waited for the deer, he started hearing odd metallic sounds echoing in the darkness. After hearing the metallic sounds, Sergey quickly made his way back to camp, but then he started hearing voices, and it felt like they were following him. As he rushed to get away, the unsettling sounds kept getting closer. Realizing things were getting serious, Sergey raised his rifle, ready to face whatever was approaching him.
Тихо. О, блядь. Тихо, 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 братан. Запыхался нахуй. Тихо. Вот там где-то, блядь. А ну-ка, пошли. Пошли, блядь. Лезай аккуратно. Опа. Не боись, не боись, не боись. Тихо, осторожно. Блядь, не вниз не улети. Тихо. Давайте.
After shooting a few rounds, the noises stopped for a bit. Sergei climbed up into a tree since he knew wandering around in the dark would probably get him lost. He hung out there waiting, but after a while, the creepy sounds started up again. He sat up there for about 2 hours, but eventually climbed down because he was freezing. He started a fire, and luckily, nothing else happened after that. The YouTube channel Hog It Project is known for featuring the breathtaking natural beauty of the UK, with countless videos capturing peaceful and picturesque locations. On December 29, 2024, he shared a video of his camping trip to Mount Rainier in the UK. What began as a calm and relaxing getaway into nature soon took an unexpected turn into an experience he'd never forget. At first, everything was going smoothly. Jake casually set up his campsite, talked about some of the gear he brought, and took in the peaceful atmosphere. The day passed without any issues, and he even gave a few thoughts on the tools and equipment he was trying out for the trip.
Oh, I can see somebody down there.
As night settled in, the mood began to change. While sitting at his campsite, Jake heard faint sounds coming from the woods. Without a flashlight, he decided to use a thermal camera he had brought along. For those unfamiliar, a thermal camera picks up heat signatures, which is helpful for spotting people or animals in the dark. When Jake scanned the woods, he was startled to see the heat signature of a man standing alone among the trees. While the area was publicly accessible, it wasn't too odd to think someone might be hiking or exploring. However, the timing was strange. Why would someone be out there alone in the middle of the night? Trying not to overthink it, Jake carried on with his tasks, preparing food near the campfire. But the situation took a more unsettling turn when a clear tree knocking sound echoed from just 20 yards away. Fortunately, the rest of the night went smoothly, and he woke up safely. Josh, a small YouTuber typically known for sharing singing videos, has recently shifted gears into exploring eerie forests and mysterious spots. In this video, he and a friend venture out to a place called a location infamous for bizarre happenings and creepy sightings.
Y'all, this is Josh Odom back with another video. Got a special guest with me on this one. Probably can't see him back there, but he's here. Antoine. Supposedly this is Shadowman Road, guys. We're just gonna check it out, and see what happens. If y'all hear or see anything, let us know in the comments, guys. Go, Antoine. See something popping off on this road, bro. I better run.
If you got here, comment the word river.
Yeah, guys, we're just gonna walk the roads and see what we experience. We ain't no whatever you call them channels. What's that over there? Do you see something? I saw something moving over there.
Shortly after they began their walk along Shadowman Road, they started hearing odd noises coming from the surrounding woods. At first, they assumed it was probably just birds or other animals making the sounds.
That's why I came to live here.
It looks like there's something standing out there. Hello? We come in peace. We're just checking out Shadowman Road. Oh, that's a bird. Birds keep creeping me out. What was that? Sound like a chain. Somebody back there! Somebody back there, bro! Somebody back there! They coming, bro! Go, go, go! Go! Hold up, Antoine, let's see if they coming. Holy shit. Holy shit. What was that? It's like they warned them on this side. You hear that? What the fuck?
Last night was being whistled. What in here?
Something or someone was in the forest watching them. Even if it was just a person, it was still unsettling, especially given how late it was at night. Strick and Fran are a couple famous for their exciting adventures. They often take on the challenge of surviving for multiple days on remote islands, sharing their thrilling content on their channel. This time, as usual, they set out to survive on a new island, but they encountered something that would probably make most people pack up and leave right away.
I just heard Fran cooing down the beach. I thought she was in real strife, but she's running this way. I think she seems to be alright. What the hell? I haven't heard a yell like that before. I wonder what the hell happened.
He heard me.
Oh man, nothing can really prepare you for that. We were not expecting to find anything like this. This is crazy. This is more bones here. It's a pile of bones. I was checking out that wasp's nest, and below it is a whole stack of human bones. We might have stumbled across
a burial site.
Yeah, something quite sacred here, like a sacred burial site. We were hoping at best to find like some Aboriginal cave paintings that we could show our respect to, but we bloody never expected to see this. Now, up the other end of the cave here, there's spider conch, which is the shell up the other end of the cave here. There's a lot of these spider conch shells, which they would have eaten back in the day, the Aboriginal people, and they've just discarded the shells in here. So it seemed to be a place of not only feasting, but also...
Finding animal skulls and bones is already pretty creepy, but stumbling upon human bones, that's on a whole other level. What do you do in that situation? Do you call the authorities or just leave it alone? Strick and Fran decided to leave, thinking it could be a sacred burial site, so they didn't want to disturb anything. What do you think about that finding? Brothers Wild, an English duo who love camping together, had a trip they'd prefer to forget. After a nice swim in the lake and a meal by the river, they noticed a man and his dog while they were setting up their tent. Everything seemed normal at first, but things got strange later in the evening.
So, we're sitting here now and we're debating whether we should pack up or carry on because that guy was a bit weird, wasn't he?
Well, he basically said, I come down, he came down, he was talking about all this random mad stuff, apocalypse and all this stuff, and then he started looking for diamonds in the water and said it was dinosaurs.
And the fact that he comes back here every night at 4 a.m.
And he said he comes here at 4, he stays here till like 4 a.m.
Now, he's asking questions like, are we staying here all night?
And
so it's a bit iffy, you know, if he pisses off now and comes back with a load of lads. And
the last thing you want to do is be drinking whiskey, fall asleep, and then have 3 men just turn up randomly, and you know, we don't know what their intentions are, do we?
But at the moment, everything seems okay. Yeah. So we're just going to chill here for a bit longer, and no one comes in the next hour, and yeah, we'll crack on, innit?
Yeah, we've had some foxes screaming at us again.
Yeah, more foxes are there, but we're not scared of the foxes. We're more scared of people than anything else in the wildlife. So we'll see how it goes. We're having a whiskey now and having some honey roasted peanuts next to the fire. So that's it's going out like, but
well, yeah, we let it go.
Yeah, so we'll keep you updated. See you in a bit. Nice fire there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Look there, bro. What's over there? What? What's up there? Right, guys. Unfortunately, we've had to get out of there. It's, the guy that
it's about 11 p.m. It's pretty late, but we stayed there.
The guy, basically the guy he came by us with the dog. He was talking a bit weird. I don't know. He was talking about diamonds,
about dinosaurs. He was talking about like all these weird conspiracies.
And he said there was people in the woods.
People in the woods, static energy, all this stuff, and just typical stuff that you'd think someone mad. But some of the stuff he said sounded. I kind of understood it. Yeah, so we didn't really know what to make of him. He was half there, half not. It was weird.
We were really unnerved for a bit. What we thought, carry on. But then, lo and behold, we're sitting there now, no phones, right? We turn our phones off, fire's on, we're drinking whiskey, chilling out. We're thinking, oh, in an hour's time we'll get some sleep, get our heads down. Then
I started filming a video.
He was filming a video, and there was a shadow, right? And we thought, no way, right? And there was somebody there, standing there, or sitting there. What was he doing?
Like
by the trees anyway, crouched down, watching us. And
I don't know how long he was there.
It had to be that guy. It couldn't be nothing else. It had to be that guy because we're not scared of anything like.
I was looking at this now, but it was probably him. He was just literally crouched down about 20 meters away, probably a little bit less, and he was just
staring at us.
Not
a fox, not a sheep, nothing like that. It was an actual person.
We were joking about stuff as well.
We were joking about it all night, but then
he's going to come back, and that was a bit. Do we stay? We don't know his intentions out. He seemed harmless enough.
It had to be that guy.
Literally, as we're talking about it, there's a guy staring at us.
So yeah, so it's freaked us out.
Definitely not an animal.
We ran off. This person's ran off into the woodland.
He's down in the woods, pitch black, on his own, in the trees, watching 2 cameras. Yeah. I had no idea.
That was weird.
That was scary.
It was weird in the beginning, right? Because he wouldn't leave us alone. He was talking about all this crap. He just wouldn't leave us alone. It unnerved us. But
looking for diamonds. He showed me his bag of these apparently uncut diamonds. I don't know what they were, but yeah, it was such a weird
character. Really scared us, like.
Yeah, so we quickly packed up. We don't know if we've left anything.
Yeah, we packed up in a hurry. We sort of ran off. It scared that person. They ran off. We could hear them running. We could hear them running off.
That was scarier though, because I could just hear someone.
We could hear them, but we couldn't actually see where they were going. Nothing. So we just packed up really quick, chucked it in our bags, and we got out of there. And it took us half an hour just to get out of there.
As the brothers were getting ready for bed, they spotted someone lurking in the shadows and immediately ran off. Looking back, they were pretty sure it was the man with the dog, either trying to attack them or steal from them. But either way, they weren't taking any chances. They decided to pack up and head home. A man and his friend were hiking deep in the Amazon rainforest in Brazil when they came across something that left them completely speechless. Deep in the jungle, they stumbled upon a crashed and abandoned plane. No survivors, no trace of anyone around. The wildlife sounds in the background only made the situation feel creepier, but in the Amazon, every noise feels off. What happened to the people on board? There's been no follow-up on the crash, and the mystery remains unsolved. Since the footage was posted, we can assume the hikers made it out of the forest safely. Late one night, a TikTok user named Petey Poppy and his friend decided to try their first random exploration using the Randonautica app. The app led them deep into a forest, and armed with only flashlights, they followed the coordinates and stumbled upon this.
That's where we're going. How much further are we going? Dude, let's go. Let's go.
Instead of heading back, their curiosity pushed them deeper. Once they crossed into the taped-off area, things started to get really unsettling.
Dude, what is that? Yo, turn off the light, turn off the light. Wait, yo, go, 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 yo, Seabass, go.
It was enough to make them flee. Petey later shared the experience, calling it the creepiest thing he'd ever gone through, and honestly, it's hard not to believe something weird was going on out there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.